Alright, so it seems that the secret to trafficking drugs is to not care about the people that are going to get busted underneath you and to not let them know who you are, and that's pretty much it. It's probably also to have a plant that grows like this. These are going to be very dense, tall colas, and they are going to be grown vertically. See, this plant, at one point I just flushed it. This plant, I thought it was going to be a good yielder. I'm kind of looking forward to it, but is it colas straight up? No, it's not. So I'm sure everyone is very impressed with me at this point, because look at that. Did I do a good job at growing that? Is that something that a normal person can do? Pretty sure you have to practice to get to the point that you can make it look like that. And I've bent a lot of plants. Alright, so the snitching, I haven't seen anything change. I think that's probably because no one knows how to deal with the fact that these police officers who traffic drugs are so in charge of cities that the people that live in the cities have to be afraid of their taxpayer money getting absolutely annihilated, because if the police get in trouble, it costs the taxpayers money because the police don't have a lot of money. So I think that's the real problem with this whole situation, is like when I snitch, and like everyone's always known, like that's like a part of the DEA side of the cops. So the Colorado Springs has the DEA side and the drug trafficking side, and I'm sure there are people that don't know what's going on, but generally you're gonna get let in, because like when you're on a police department, when you're on a police force that's like a military police force, like you're next to the military bases, you're involved with all these top secret situations, clearly you're gonna be in the know on things more than other people. So all I'm saying is that like Colorado Springs has this big problem, and it is that like it's in the past one of the biggest drug trafficking places in the world, which Denver is because of Colorado Springs. Like Denver's like, I think there are more federal agents per capita in Denver than any other city in the United States, and that's because Colorado Springs traffics so many drugs to Denver. But it's also because the California labs, like they traffic so much to Colorado now. Like what happened is, before Colorado was trafficking other places, Colorado got so much heat on it, the drugs have to come in now from California. And so like generally the drugs in Colorado, not generally, I feel like because that chemist out in the mountains that was trafficking through the governor's office, I feel like the drugs actually have been from Colorado, but I feel like the drugs that are from Colorado probably leave Colorado. Like that would be my whole philosophy. Like my philosophy is like, or from what I know is like, we try to like bring the drugs back, and it's confusing. Like they have no idea how like the drugs left the lab and they've been around the universe and they come back to the lab and then they move them. And I think that's kind of what happened a lot. I think what happened more than anything is that no one knew how to spy on the black people, but that's because like all the feds know about Common, but Common's friends with the Obamas, and Common's doing poetry at the White House, and Common's dad's a principal, and the feds are after Common, and they were after Kanye, and but everyone was so close with Barack Obama. But then that's why everyone thought that Barack Obama was trafficking drugs, because he's a black person from Los Angeles. And generally, like if you're a black person from Los Angeles, do I think you traffic drugs? Yeah, I mean, I don't believe that. But like if I meet a black person from Los Angeles, I think you traffic drugs. Like I would never think that you don't. If I meet a white person from Los Angeles, do I think you traffic drugs? Only if you're Jewish, and if you want to make sure I know you're Jewish. Like that's the sort of situation. All right, so these plants are kind of reaching that point where I finally got to flush some. I'm finally going to finish some. This one, it's not growing as fast as I want it to, or it's not flowering as fast as I want it to, but it looks like it's finally there. I feel like it's filled up that guitar pretty good with its roots. So when you have like a lot of roots in a guitar, I think what the key is you have to water it more often. So I'm gonna have to like completely keep checking that one, but that's not the only one I'm afraid about, because the reality is that like my plants, this one right here, I guarantee you that's in a 2-gallon pot. That thing's gonna have to get watered so much. I don't believe in growing in such small pots, but I have to. I have no choice on that because I don't have enough soil. All right, I got to get back to work, but yeah. So you guys need to know, like, I couldn't snitch because the Jewish people are in control of the media. Like I've talked about how Lila Tretikov is in a relationship with someone from YouTube, and I don't think that guy's even in on it, but he might be. Probably he is at this point. And like I've talked about, like I have a problem with talking to YouTube. I have a problem with using Facebook because Mark Zuckerberg, he's Jewish. Like everyone, like I got kicked off YouTube for saying things about Jewish people. Like if there's anything I know is that like I can't snitch on Jewish people, and then like, but then it's crazy. Like the feds are gonna kill me if I don't snitch, but because like they've been trying to kill me, and like, but then like I have this issue where like I can't snitch because those people will try to kill me and no one will believe me, and I've already kind of told them they won't listen to me because like they fucking know the Bible says Jewish people should be in charge, and like the reality is I don't give a fuck who's in charge because fuck you, I'm leaving. Like I don't think you guys get it. Like I think that you aren't evil as shit and that you can actually understand like not being allowed to have thoughts and always being brainwashed, and to the point that you are like not you at all. And like if you don't get that, then you're fucking crazy. And like the reality is, like if you really blame me for like driving my car, what did I do? What do I do that makes me feel so guilty? Well, I think I went on too many hikes. I shouldn't have gone to all those national parks. I shouldn't have camped in the forest. I shouldn't have been a hobo. I should have actually had money. All I'm saying is that like it's kind of that sort of situation where like I'm leaving, and I don't think you guys get, like, I don't need Bill Gates. My understanding is that like I'm gonna get no money at all because my family, like I got cut out of the will a long time ago because I snitched on my dad and I snitched on my family, and so like I got cut out a long time ago. And like when I got cut out a long time ago, do you know what that means to me? I don't care. I fucking swear to God, I think I can make money through YouTube, but my understanding is that the police sued me because I have tried to stoke violence against the police. So I got sued, so I'm never gonna have money because the police are saying that I encouraged violence or some shit, but I'm not allowed to know about my lawsuits. And the police are the ones trafficking drugs, and the police are the ones using violence, and the police are the people that are like straight up are that bad. And like they can't get it in their head because like the good guys are going, no, trust me, all the bad guys are good. Like no bad guy would ever be a police officer. Your mom would never be a parole officer because she owns the fucking farms where the drugs come from. Like shitloads of drugs. Like where the flowers come from. All I'm saying is that like that's why she's a parole officer, because her family, that farming company, one of the biggest producers of food in the United States, they own the drugs. And that's why I'll fucking sell them to the feds. I'm out. Bye.